Hello everyone, and this is another update of the Wyckoff Crypto Trading Lab. And today, as usual, we're going to look at the markets. I haven't done this in a while, so let's just see where we are. Let's start with the Bitcoin. So we had a couple of things here, a couple of analogs, discussing, what potentially could unfold. And I think that Alessia's thought about just this being a change of behavior for the backing up action actually was the best thought. So we're just going to go with that. So how would we look at the structure right now? Obviously, we need some kind of confirmation of the breakout. And we've talked a lot about, specific levels to overcome, specific bars to overcome. So what is the most important bar right now? So this is the last kind of like climactic surge where the volume signature was significantly high. So this is something that we still should be cognizant about as we're approaching this level. And if we see some kind of continuation to the upside where the price commits to the upside, this definitely would start negating this pattern right here in terms of the resolution to the upside. And we probably would go sign of strength and then the backing up action, something like this. So probably something like this: A, B, C, D, and then D is a more complex trading range and so on and so forth. So we're seeing diminishing supply character. We don't see a lot of demand coming in. So how is the price traveling up? So it's just all a function of the supply. Supply diminishing. So I'm liking how supply is somewhat smaller than, let's say, in this formation right here, where the average supply was somewhat higher than the average supply in this backing up action. So that tells us that whatever supply has come in, it's being absorbed, and we could potentially have the movement up without a lot of demand. So let's look at the 1 hour and let's just kind of look at the intraday structure. So I thought, and as we were discussing with some of the members at the Discord, that this action right here was really good. And I thought that this area right here was actually really good for the point of entry, because you have a change of behavior after the weakness that we have had. And then you have a last point of support or a backup action, whatever you want to call this. So probably something like this, downsloping range, sign of strength, backup into the support that is being created by this lines of the resistance, downsloping lines of the resistance. So here we're kind of seeing some of the points of entry where, let's say, this is a great point of entry, this is a great point of entry. I would still be inclined to think that if nothing significant happens here in terms of the supply coming in and producing, more volatility, if we are going to be more in the trading range right here, then any type of continuation also might provide another points of entry. What's the possibility here? And we always usually look for any type of alternative scenario. So let's just say that we stop somewhere here. And this encounters some resistance, and there is some kind of smaller climactic stopping action here. Okay, well then you have to think about what is the bullish type of reaction that could happen, and probably just coming back into this zone right here and kind of consolidating here, attacking the this resistance again, and then going through that. So we'll have to see how this area is going to unfold. But the key is just to stay higher, to still keep registering higher highs and higher lows. That would be the most bullish type of scenario. All right, let's go to something else. So what is outperforming? Small caps are breaking out, so that's great. And we usually, see lately that type of outperformance, like in this area right here and now here. So large caps, obviously, slightly behind. And then DeFi is in a very interesting formation. And again, I think we should give kudos to Alessio for thinking about this trading range. So let's go to the intraday. I would just be looking at this whole formation right now. So there was a thought that came from me that, this is a change of behavior for the trading range, and obviously we are in the trading range. So, but you could also include this whole formation here. You could think that this whole trading range is one structure, which has some selling, but then just because there is so much momentum to the upside, there is the new higher high, and then there is a new higher high in the up thrust, shortening of thrust type of manner. And we were commenting that at this point, if we have a reaction, that will come out of this condition of the shortening of the thrust. Um, so how would we label this? Let's just say if we look at the whole structure, and you could look at two structures. You could look at this structure and you could look at this whole structure. If you're looking at the whole structure, I still would put phase C somewhere here. And I would be thinking that whatever came before that is our phase A and phase B, so we don't have to label this. And currently we're in phase D. With the most current LPS, with some of the points of entry, something like this, somewhere here. And again, the phase D, the expectation here would be that we would overcome this high rate here. We could stop right at this high, and still this could be considered a sign of strength coming off this low. So this whole pathway up, or overcoming it, and then backing up into support. So that's a possibility as well. So still quite bullish, still a really good structure, still not seeing a lot of supply that could produce more damage like this. So it's definitely something positive that we're seeing in the market. Okay, so what else? Um, Polkadot is coming out of this triangular formation. So today is what seems to be like a valid breakout. We see how demand is increasing, and that's what we want to see. The breakout of any type of formation, especially from Apex, with some kind of force behind it. These tails seem to be like demand tails behind this decline. There are quite a lot of demand tails afterwards, so this is also very positive. All right, Ethereum. We've talked about these big bars. Remember in the last week, so we've talked about how important these big bars are to overcome, just because this is where the majority of the selling has happened. So, and we're seeing how, for instance, for Ethereum, not only the character of the rally is really good, but we're committing above. So this is a positive sign. We are trying to commit here in Chainlink as well. So also a positive sign. A little bit of a stop in action right here. So it's a less, it's not as strong as, let's say shitcoin or something else, but still very positive development. Aave is also slowly but recovering and breaking out. So again, we're overcoming this bar and just keeping the price above it. That's that's what's going to keep us interested in this crypto asset. Okay, and then the last one, ADA. So upsloping range like this. And I would be thinking about this bar right here. Could we just commit above something like this? And then that would suggest a continuation. So here is our quick update on all of the majors that we usually go through. And hopefully talk to you guys either tomorrow or on Thursday.